So, welcome to I Support Your Business Show with your host and host Mithil, a pod made exclusively to share the journey of our fellow community members of I Support Your Business Indo Canadian community to the world. The main aim of our community is to practice the power of giving, facilitate collaborations and partnerships, and help connect people on a global platform. As your host, being the president of the community currently, as well as the founder and chief content alchemist of VI Stripe Content Lab, I help solopreneurs, artists, and coaches build their business online organically through content marketing. Today, we have a wonderful member and a very good friend of mine from our community. Let's welcome on the stage Anjali. Hi, Anjali.
Hi Mithil, how are you?
I am super cool. How are you?
All well.
Lovely.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is all ours. So, Anjali, can you share your childhood journey with us?
Okay, so childhood. So I'm born and brought up in Gurgaon, in a Sikh household in a joint family. So we were a family of 8 people, and early days I had my grandparents as well, but they passed away early. But so we were like 10 members under one roof, and so it was always buzzing with a lot of energy. And so I have an elder sister, and I have two younger brothers from my uncle, my chachu, and it was. I think it was just a festival. It was a roller coaster ride every day. There were a lot of games to play. We all had our individual toys. We had our combined toys, and we had our friends. Then we had our siblings' friends. So it became like a huge community. Birthdays were great because it used to be like a full festival happening inside the house. There used to be a decoration done. I don't see that anymore a lot because I see now more birthdays happening outside. But in my time now, it feels strange to say that in my time. But we used to have birthdays at our home. We used to call our friends over, and our moms used to really decorate it very nicely with those balloons and buntings and beautiful setup. And so it was a lot fun growing up. And I think we were encouraged to do a lot of things. We were encouraged to just be, and there was a lot of interaction. There was a lot of playing around. And one of the most interesting things around my childhood growing up was that in every summer break we used to pick up like one activity. And I feel like that somewhere that planted a seed for entrepreneurship in me. Because one of the summer breaks we were so mom told us that we are going to take a break for a week and you guys are going to cook. So we actually learned cooking in those 7-10 days. Having said that, I am still the laziest one when it comes to cooking. My siblings are much better. Even at that time, I used to, like, you do this, you do that. I used to really eat a lot. But then another summer break, we did like a sort of our own mini summer camp where we called our friends to play games, and we held some competition for dancing, singing. And then one of the summer breaks, we started a tattoo business. This was my first business I did with my brothers, which was we used to get these sticker tattoos, which you could apply, and then it just stays there for like 2 to 3 days. So we got like one booklet which had like 100 tattoos. And what we realized was that tattoos to sabko milta hai, but how do you, like, make something out of it? How do you earn like a pocket money? So then what we started doing was we started going to our friends' places and we started applying these tattoos. So we actually included a service in that product and made more money out of it. So I think we purchased a booklet for 20 rupees, 100 tattoos, and we ended up making 600 rupees in that summer break. I still remember that amount very clearly, and we, put down each and every expense. That I think was my first business journey. And but yeah, I think my childhood was overall really good, and really happy environment. And I really wish that people get to spend more time, because I feel like now there are more nuclear families. So they don't get to spend a lot of time with their cousins, with their siblings, or with their, while besides your parent there is chachu, chachi, bua, and all these relatives, which I think we were very lucky to do that. So yeah, it was lovely.
You actually took me back to the memory lane. Thanks, Anjali. So, Anjali, when and how did your professional journey started?
So my professional journey started very early on. In fact, right after school, I started working with an NGO and with a theater company. So I started working with an NGO called Neo Fusion Creative Foundation, who worked with children uh, um, who were begging on the streets. They used to bring them to school. They used to enroll them back to government schools and worked on their performing arts and help them, become better at study so that they can adjust to the government school environment as well. So that NGO was very nearby to my where I lived, and it was just by chance that I got to know, and I became part of it. And besides that theater company, I worked as an assistant director to an NSD alumna, Mr. Binod Sharma, who also worked with Kingdom of Dreams. I used to assist him for his local theatre productions, which used to work with children and moms group as well. So I learned a lot about theatre, a lot about how an NGO operates, and I also got a chance to become a program manager at NGO where I carried on their activities from managing their center to working with children from age group of, let's say, I think 8 to 16-year-olds. So it was like a big chunk of children that I worked with. So, and this started because I took a year drop. Like, I didn't go to college right after school. I took a year drop because I was very confused what I want to do. So my father really encouraged me that why don't you explore? It's not that you're very old right now. That time I felt that he's being stupid. Like, why should I not go to college? But I think it was the best decision of my life, that right after school I gave a chance to explore, and I started volunteering, I started working. So that was the journey that started when I was 17, 18. And then I continued to work with NGO while I did my undergrad from LSR, Delhi University. And then when I went to my master's, I stopped working with an NGO, but I started my first apparel line. It was called Heer Firangi, which I started with my mother. She used to run her boutique, but I converted that into an e-commerce shop and I sold everything on Instagram. That time I didn't know it was called as a D2C brand, but that time I was just exploring, and I felt that I have a knack of stories, and there's some great work my mother is doing, and I wanted to really support her. So that was the first like a registered proper business I did while I was doing my masters in management. So I essentially never stopped working. I've always been working. I did that for 2 years. Then I got placed at Oyo. At Oyo, I worked there as a category manager where I worked for the under the asset monetization team for the co-working vertical. So Innovate offices were acquired by Oyo, and I took care of the entire north. That is where I got introduced to the whole ecosystem of startups. I realized that what are startups, what is a unicorn, how does technology play in startup ecosystem, how do you manage stakeholders. While I was at Oyo, it was a huge company. It still is, but at that time, like around pre-COVID times, I think I got to see how different departments work, and how a unicorn works, because it was already a unicorn at that time. And so that is when I got to really interact with different stakeholders, from from digital marketing to financing to ensuring that everything is put in place, revenues are coming in place. There is an entire system where you need to raise tickets, you need to understand complaints as well. And in one day I used to interact with a security guard of a co-working to a CEO of my company. And I could understand that I have to manage so many stakeholders in one day. And that is when I realized how multitasking works and how all these different aspects work together to build a company and to execute a project. So then COVID happened, and while it was one of the most challenging times for a lot of businesses, for everyone, in fact, but hospitality industry took a huge hit because all the co-workings were shut down, hotels were shut down. So we were still trying to understand how to go about it, and that is when I started networking with a lot of business communities. I started getting on lunch club, coffee mug. I met with a lot of different stakeholders, different people, different professionals while I was at home. That is when I met two people, and we were just brainstorming. We just clicked in that networking ecosystem, and we realized that there is a huge demand for consulting marketplace. There are a lot of businesses who are popping up, and then there are a lot of industry experts out there who are there to help, but there essentially is not a platform which can help them bring together. just for business consulting, if it's financing, funding, marketing. So from there, the idea of Voila Experts was born, which was a consulting marketplace helping businesses connect with the right industry experts, literally at a click of a button. We started using our strengths of technology, community, building a business, and that is how Voila Experts was born in 2021. And in 21, then I left my job at Oyo to fully come here as a full-time founder for Voila Experts. I ran this company, a private limited company, who was running a huge another challenge, because limited company comes with its lot of compliances, lot of management, lot of GST every month filing that. There's a lot of things that you need to really ensure, and then building a team. So I think the first year it was just three founders, but then my two co-founders actually exited the company because they still felt that there is a lot of responsibility. So they went on. We parted our ways, and that was another hit, another journey, and I think another drop. I realized that people will come and go, but you need to keep working. And at the end of the day, whether it's a business or it's your job, there is no stability. Okay, and you need to find your ways, you need to keep upskilling yourself, you need to keep networking. And that is when I actually learned a lot of courses as well. I did a course on growth hacks. I did some upgrade, so not upgrade but Udemy courses. I decided that I need to learn more about startups. I read a lot of books at that time. I interacted with so many founders in my journey. In that period of time, I used to have minimum 10 calls every week with founders and industry experts, so that I can just get an idea as to what is their real problem. And in this journey, I've spoken to over 1,000 founders now, with over 500 plus industry experts. 1,000 plus actually businesses were also part of our Voila Experts app. And in 22 was a lot of learning and lot of a journey, which was, I think, roller coaster is the right term for it, because it was the onset of my proper entrepreneur journey, being a non-techie in a tech field, and at the same time hitting these bumps along the way. Then 23 is something, when my co-founders exited the company, I became a solo founder of this company. And that is when I started building a team. I realized that I can't be doing this everything by myself. And that is the first time I onboarded a full-time employee, for which now I'm not. Then I realized I'm not only responsible for myself, but I'm responsible for so many people I'm going to bring together. I built a team of 10 people of business development, program, digital marketing, social media, and I taught them. We had daily calls, and I think Voila Experts was purely born out of COVID, out of home. We were 10 people, not even two members were from the same city. There was someone from Visakhapatnam, there was someone from Pune, Delhi, Gurgaon, and Chandigarh. So I think there was a huge diversity coming in to build this beautiful product. But over the period of time, we realized that while technology is important, but technology is not your every solution. And app itself started becoming an hindrance for people to connect with the experts, because all they wanted was more accessibility, more convenience. So that is when I shut down the app, but I continue to run Voila Experts as a community, as a managed service, where any businesses who are looking to connect with the experts, we could first understand the problem and then take them to an expert. So we did this until 23 April, and that is when I realized that it is a lot of work and there is a market and it still needs to be matured a lot. A lot of awareness is required. So I actually shut down my private limited company, but I became a full time project consultant. So I started helping businesses with navigating their operations, making them aware as to how an expertise work, and help them build partnerships. So since 23, I have been working with multiple businesses. I worked with a Web3 company. I worked on an IBM project. I worked with a think tank. I've also now I it, 24 was a whole together another journey where I decided to move from one city to another. I moved to Ahmedabad to take a full-time project here, where I'm helping them now launch campaign for events, and which is also a pan-India project, but it's headquartered in Ahmedabad. So I think what in this entire journey I've realized is that I love businesses, I love business owners, and I really want to help them out. and in my small way, I'm still navigating in that journey. So all in all, it started from theater, went on to become an entrepreneur, to helping founders. So it has been quite a career so far.
Lovely. So, Anjali, now since you have quite a good experience as an entrepreneur, what, according to you, are the five things, in short, you feel are essential for every entrepreneur to have?
Okay. There are a lot of things, but to I think begin with, first is really having a clarity as to what you're building. Okay, are you really building because you think it's a requirement, or you are passionate about it? I think there's a lot of emphasis required on clarity as to what you're building and why you're building, because once that is clear, you have a good path to start on a business journey. For example, when I started Voila Experts, I felt that there is a market demand, but at the same time, I was also witnessing it, and I decided to build on it, because honestly at that time it seemed like a great opportunity. But I would suggest that a more clarity is required when you are just starting out. So clarity is number one. Number two is, I think, really equipping yourself with basic knowledge of how a business works. So this can be, I think, at the most starting with understanding business. Okay, because just by reading a book you will not get to know a business. There are a lot of aspects related to a business, from your financial understanding to your budgeting, then to whether you're doing a sole proprietorship, whether that works for you or not, a private limited company. So I think I started as a private limited company, and I now realize that was not a good uh, solution to it. I should have probably started as a private like a LLP. So understanding business, and even though I came from a business environment, I come from a business family, I also uh, have been reading business, but that's not the answer. I think once you do it, and that is when you realize that, okay, that having that basic understanding of business and how compliances work is very important. Third is, I think, financial literacy, knowing what your budget is going to look like. Just by saying that today I have an idea and it's a great idea, 10 people have said it's great idea, I'm going to get started on it. It doesn't work like that. You really need to know that, do you have money for your next 6 months, for which your life is not going to be compromised? Because running a business is not it's not really a race, it's actually a marathon. You need to really keep equipping yourself, where and you need to have that kind of stamina to run, because not every day is going to be a same day. Every day is a challenge, and if you run out of money, then you cannot do anything. Then doesn't matter if you have $1 billion idea, if you just don't have the expenses to cover it. So you need to have that financial knowledge to budget it. Fourth, I would say, is having a mentor really helps. Okay, now I'm not saying that everybody has a mentor. When I started out, I didn't have a mentor, and even though now I have an army of experts around me, now I know exactly whom to connect with for what. But it's not easy to have a mentor, and usually mentor starts from home, right? Or someone in your family who has done business. Not necessarily that person is your right mentor. So having a mentor is one thing, but having a right mentor is another thing. And I think it's important that these days there's a lot of awareness out there. There's a lot of tools for you to go through. There's an entire LinkedIn out there to find who's the right mentor. So when I say, then you'll be like, how do you identify a right mentor? Now that's another story. But the thing is, I think the right mentor is someone who is there to see you grow, right? Who is there to provide you with enough knowledge and is actually rooting for you. Not someone exactly who is just very skilled at their job. It's important to have that kind of a relationship, and when you find that, definitely, I think, have them in place and keep sharing your progress with them. They will also like it, and at the same time, you will also be you will feel accountable for the work you do. And I think the last would be having really like a strong heart to do business. If you because it's not an easy journey. You need to have that kind of resilience. So I think, to know when to start a business, I think you need to have a you can't be very emotional, or while we can be vulnerable and emotional, but I think you need to have a very strong resilience and heart to do business. And if you have that, then I think just start. There is no better day to start a business.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Anjali, for sharing that. So, Anjali, how has being an entrepreneur changed you as a person?
Being an entrepreneur has changed me a lot. I think it it has given me an altogether another personality, because now I don't see things from one direction. I actually try to understand that what will be the ramifications and everything. But I think in general, personally, as an entrepreneur, I feel um, more responsible, more accountable for things that I do. And um, and at the same time, it gives me a sense of power. I think it makes me feel empowered, that I am doing something nice. And it does not just affect me, but it also affects the people who are associated with others. So I think it makes me feel empowered.
Got it. So, Anjali, before we end this episode, what is the message you would like to give to our community members and people who are listening this episode?
So first of all, I think ISYB is a lovely community who is doing a lot of things for a lot of people here. If you really want to leverage an ecosystem, you really want to connect with the right people, I think this is the place to be. And plus, it gives you that international feel. Also, you are not only just connected nationally, people, but you can also, there is another home for you in Canada as well. So I think that's very lovely to know that. And a message that I would like to give is that if you are looking to start a business, or if you are still thinking where and how to go about it, I would just say that if you have always wanted to do it, just start, take the plunge. Don't overthink it. While there are a lot of things to know, I gave like an entire five pointer, but I think just start, take the plunge, and I think along the journey you will learn so much that it is all worth it at the end of the day.
Wow. So, thank you so much, Anjali. You shared a lot of golden nuggets. It means a lot. So, thank you once again for taking your valuable time coming here, sharing your journey, and excited to connect with you later too.
Of course, absolutely. I'm looking forward. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. So, you have just listened to I Support Your Business Show with your host, Mithil. Thank you so much for listening to our show and giving so much love. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on the Apple Podcast or Spotify. This is Mithil signing off at the moment. Until next time. Meet you soon with another member and their exciting story. But until then, keep rocking, stay safe, and don't forget to keep creating content. Ciao.